على الآيات والذكر وفي فيض من العطر هنا رمضان مدرسة تنير مآثر الفكر على
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ramadan Eats with Shaz Eats. Yesterday I made a delicious dal soup with prawns. Today I'm making a pita bread which would go extremely well with that soup and alternatively will go very well with tomorrow's dish. Pita bread also delicious with a variety of dates and some dukkha powder, a little bit of olive oil and yogurt. Quite traditional in the Middle East, especially in Makkah and Medina Munawwara. So, making your own pita bread at home is a nice way of actually keeping that homeliness and that feeling and the festive flair in your cooking in Ramadan. And there's so many ways in which you can enjoy it. On top of the pita bread, once it's made, I've got some melted butter. You can either have it with some coriander, some chilies, and you can have various variations, or with some garlic to give it that differenceness with the different pita breads in the home. So according to what your family would like. So very basic recipe, and it's broken up into a few parts because you've got to let this pita bread dough rest because it's got yeast in it. And then you again roll it out and then you let it rest again, and then it's just pan fried on a skillet pan. So I've got some whole wheat flour here, some warm water, some yeast, some sugar and some salt, which makes the dough. It goes into my KitchenAid. I've got the kneading hook to mix this blend together. Very, very simple. I'm going to put in my flour. I've got 1 cup to 3/4 cup of water. I'm going to put my packet of yeast, some sugar, and some salt. Now, normally whenever you add something in with yeast, it does need a sugar added into it to get the yeast dough brewing. You could use maple syrup or you could use honey. I've actually gone with the traditional recipe with a teaspoon of sugar. And all you do is get that dough mixed together. So the dough has been kneading for a few minutes and there's no flour left on the edges of the bowl. So it's practically done. Very, very easy recipe, really comes together quite well. I'm just going to knead it a little bit on the table. Now it's quite important, there's two things that are quite essential when you're making a pita bread or a bread that rises. You need to have like a lukewarm water and you need a sugar with the yeast so that it can rise. Okay, now this goes back into the bowl where I started off with the flour, and it gets covered with cling film and you kind of forget about it for the next half an hour, so that it doubles in size. If you can let it rise for a little longer, that's even better, but I'm going to give it around half an hour. I'm going to roll it out and then I let it rise for another 15 minutes before I pan fry it on either side. And it's topped up with some butter, some coriander or garlic or chilies. So the dough has been resting for the last half an hour and there is a rise. I'm going to take it out from the bowl. We're going to give it a second rise before we actually pan fry it on a skillet. And I should have enough for 8 naan or 8 pita bread. I've got 9 balls over here. Now it's entirely up to you how you want to roll them. Either you can roll them round or you could have them in an oblong shape like a naan or a pita bread. So I think I'm going to have a little bit of a variation, and my mum I think at this stage will be very proud in me showing that I can roll a round roti. You don't want them too big. So my pan has heated up. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to take the first one I rolled, and I'm only going to pan fry it on one side, and then it goes onto my oven tray and it goes underneath the grill. I'm going to brush it with some butter, and a rise will occur. So just a few minutes just on one side. And always like a pancake or the first roti or the first naan is always a little bit harder than the rest because it takes a little bit of time to cook. Okay, so it's got a little bit of color, and I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to put a little bit more olive oil, and while that is happening, I'm going to brush some melted butter on top of my pita bread over here. Now, either you can put some chili, you can put some garlic, or some coriander on the top, and it goes in. So in this one, I'm just going to have a little bit of coriander. Or you could have them plain. My girls actually like them quite plain. My husband likes chili. Okay, so I'm going to do the last one with just some butter. So I've got some coriander, chili, garlic. I've done a chili and coriander and a plain one. And again, this goes under the grill for a few minutes for it to rise. Personally, my perfect iftar is homemade naan or pita bread, a good Greek-style yogurt, some olive oil, a little bit of honey, some dukkha powder, and a selection of dates. And in Ramadan, I like having a selection of dates just as this because there are different preferences for the family. Now, ajwa has the most benefits and favorite of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and has lots of healing properties. Sukari is my favorite. It's very, very sweet and goes very well with the pita bread. And then there's the burni, which is quite, also has lots of healing properties. And this one is the safira, I think, and it's great for baking as well. But a whole variety of dates, a selection of naan, a bit of yogurt, a little bit of olive oil, a bit of honey. It can't get better than that. That's my perfect iftar. Make it yours. Ramadan Eats with Shaz Eats. Enjoy.
على الآيات والذكر وفي فيض من العطر هنا رمضان مدرسة تنير مآثر الفكر على الآيات والذكر وفي فيض من العطر هنا رمضان مدرسة تنير مآثر الفكر